Well, my name's Carmen Proctor. Thank you so much for coming to the show. I organized the show. This is our 6th year. I do this through Nelson Hydro, which is City of Nelson's municipal electric utility. Who here is a Nelson Hydro customer? Okay, and is everybody else a Fortis BC electric customer? Okay, great. So, who is a participant of our program? Okay, great. And who is here to learn more about the program? Okay, that is great. For those of you who are Nelson Hydro customers, the program that I'm about to explain is accessible to you. And those who are Fortis BC customers, rebates are accessible to you. And we have a special announcement tonight. The Regional District Central Kootenay, RDCK, just put out a media release today saying that they have received funding. I don't know where to stand. To expand this program into the entire regional district. And so, the program that I'll explain to you will be very similar to what you will be able to access, so stay tuned for information sessions in your area come spring of 2019. I'm going to spend all winter building that program and preparing everything for you so that you can sign up, register, get an energy assessment, and away you go to saving energy and money. So I'll get started. So the EcoSave program is a City of Nelson initiative, and it was developed and launched in 2012, so it's in its 6th year. We have over 650 people that have registered for the program to date, and over 65 people who have accessed loans through the city. The reason why we developed this program is because it is an objective and a goal of the city, sustainability path to 2040, more specifically their community energy and emissions action plan to fight climate change. And so what they wanted was, they wanted a simple way for homeowners to access the overwhelming and daunting process of getting energy retrofits done and accessing rebates. And because the City of Nelson has its own electric utility, we already have the billing and everything like that in place, they wanted us to develop a loan program that you could pay back using your electric bill, which I'll explain a little bit more as we get on. Just make sure I haven't forgotten everything. I'm kind of always a little bit crazy on this night because I plan everything and then I get here early to set up everything and then I man my table and I rush over here to give a little presentation so that you guys can all come back to my table, of course, and sign up for the program. And so I wear many hats on this night, so pardon me and excuse me if I seem a little bit frazzled. Yeah, come on in, welcome everybody, take a seat. So the process is very easy. We developed and designed this with you in mind of making it easier on you because we know that you're busy running your households, working. So what you do is you register, you get an energy assessment delivered by a certified energy advisor who comes and he looks at things like insulation, doors and windows, space and water heating, ventilation, and then he generates a report that tells you how many gigajoules of energy your home is using and how much less gigajoules of energy it would use if you followed those recommendations. You, as a homeowner, get to decide all the things that you want to do. You don't have to do, obviously, everything that's on that. One of the things I really love about the energy assessment is that he puts a blower door test, and it's basically like a screen door with a big fan, and essentially is bringing in all the air from outside and pulling it through any areas of your house where heat also may potentially be escaping. So anytime you walk around during that test and you feel a draft, then you know that's an area that you could potentially seal out to stop the heat escaping. And so on that report that also tells you how many gigajoules of energy you're using, he adds up all of those leaks and he basically gives you a size of how big of a hole you have in your wall the whole time, all through the year. So that's very motivating for a homeowner to then go, okay, these little tiny leaks everywhere add up to be like, oh, I might as well just leave the window open, which of course nobody wants to do. And so that's a really neat thing. And the blower door test, it's not like your whole house becomes a hurricane inside or whatever. It's very gentle. It also measures the amount of fresh air that's coming into your house and how often that's exchanging, so that it's really important to obviously have fresh air as well when you seal up a house. That's why it's really important for the next step, which is a post retrofit assessment. So you have the first one, you do all the work, he comes back, and then he makes sure that it's safe for you, because you wouldn't want it obviously too tight and cause some issues with other things. So it's great that you get the work done, but you also want to definitely come back. I'll take questions probably back at my table because we're on a tight schedule. Okay, the cost varies from time to time. Right now, because I have a promotion going on for Nelson Hydro customers, the assessments are 50% off for a limited time, and so the regular price is around $450, so it's $225 plus tax. The second assessment does have a cost as well, but there is a rebate through Fortis BC for that. But if you guys are wanting more details of that specifically, come and see me at my table after, and I'll totally explain everything for you. So then you, at the same time, the energy advisor tells you which upgrades you could potentially do and which ones would have which rebates and what your eligibility requirements would be to access those rebates. And then you also get an EnerGuide rating. So just like when you open up your fridge and you know how much energy your fridge is using, you'll get that same rating for your house. So my favorite part, the on-bill financing, we developed and designed this as well with you in mind to keep things very simple. You basically fill out an application, we approve it based on, do you own the home? Is the home within the city limits? So I know some Nelson Hydro customers live outside of the area of city limits. You can access the program and all of the rebates, and we have partnered with the Nelson and District Credit Union to offer a low interest loan for you, but only those city residents can actually access this because it's against the community charter rights to actually lend money to non-residents. So that's why that rule is in place. But we basically can borrow you can borrow up to $16,000 and repay it over a 5 or 10-year term at 3.5%. There is a $100 processing fee. You just apply for the loan. Tell me what you want to do. I make sure that those measures were either in your report from your energy assessment or that they will be something that will yield in energy savings to you. And then when it comes time to be done all your work, you submit me some paperwork, and if you give it to me like on a Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, we often will have a check ready for you on the Friday. So it's a very simple and easy process. Once again, for more specific details, come and see me and I can give you the lowdown. Okay, so this program's been running for 6 years, and every year we do some sort of promotion or campaign to just, make sure our Nelson Hydro customers know that this program is accessible to you. And so in the past we've done things like heat pump, information sessions, we've done films, things like that. We try to get out into the community as much as we can. So this last spring we launched what's called the Great Escape. Does heat escape from your home? Who here has heard of this? And who here has actually checked out their homes? Okay, so for those of you who haven't yet and you would like to, at my table I have a laptop and I have a volunteer there, and she can help you find your home. It's important that you look at this and still apply your personal knowledge of your home. The basis of this is to really connect you to our program and to let you know that we have this program for you. And it's really interesting because you will see some red areas and some blue areas. And what that means is the warmest part of your roof has been assigned a red color, and the coldest part of your roof has been assigned a blue color. Now, you still do need to apply your personal knowledge, like I said, because maybe you know that, they must have picked up the fact that that little corner right there, which is, I'm kind of giving you a personal example of my own house, it kind of goes square, but it actually should go like this because that's my deck. And this one area is really, really big. And I was trying to figure it out, and I was like, it's because they accidentally used the model where they cut out the shape of my house, and they picked up a bit of the ground, which is warmer. And so that makes total sense to me that that would be a really red area. So go back and, you know, if you have any questions once you do pull up your house or whatever, we can get those answers for you if we don't know them tonight. This is what it's going to look like when you do pull it up on the map. You will find your address, and it'll look either red or green or yellow or orange. And then once you actually click on, you'll actually see your own personal heat signature. Sorry about that. Just wanted to tell you a little bit more about the heat mapping. So this data was collected by an aircraft using a thermal sensor, and it was collected October of last year. It needs to be only done certain times of the year so that there's not a lot of other heat that's going to interfere. Like I said, if you have any other specific questions, there's so much to say about this one particular thing that I can't possibly cover it in the short time frame that I do now. But these presentations are meant to give you a little taste and a feel of what we have to offer out of the show, and to entice you back to come and have a conversation with us. Okay? So unfortunately, we don't have time for questions, but enjoy the rest of the presentations, the rest of the show. I hope somebody here wins the $1,000 off of the electric bike, and thank you very much for coming. I'll hand it back over to Matthew now.